The question is, when you reincarnate, if a person reincarnates into an animal, can they become a person again? If the person reincarnates into the animal, if his or her karma of being the animal expired, then he will reincarnate into another paths of reincarnation. Maybe human again, or maybe going to inferno, or maybe deva. We don't know. It's always changing. Reincarnating into an animal will become a person again, maybe, but it may take many, many lifetimes of becoming an animal. If you are always involved in killing, if you are involved in abundant killing of animals, you probably may reincarnate into the animal kingdom, the animal realm. In a country, I don't want to mention the country's name, killing, slaughtering cows and pigs in the villages, and goats, and the men will be responsible for slaughtering big animals like cows and big pigs, and the women will be slaughtering goats. Oh yeah, so even women, they were so used to slaughtering goats for food. Every day they slaughter a goat in certain part of in certain country. So if they keep on doing that, if they're not vegetarian, then in the next life you think that the being slaughtered may look for revenge, and so you slaughter the animal, the animal slaughter you in your next life, and all this become a cycle of reincarnation. It's never ending. Nirvana is the ending of reincarnation. Go beyond. Go beyond. That word beyond. That's the reason why we have a Beyond Burger, we said. Beyond Burger. That burger, because you don't kill animals for food, you are vegetarian, you always eat the burger, it looks like meat, and then gradually you go beyond life and death because you're not killing anymore, the Beyond Burger. It's a good name. There's also another burger called Impossible Burger. I always think that personally, that's my opinion, I think the Beyond is a better word than impossible. Because the human realm said that everything is possible. How can there be anything impossible? So Beyond is a good word. And the stock price gone up. They told me from $25 to $165 now within one day. So if you buy thousands of shares, all of a sudden you become a Beyond millionaire. So, but I'm not business minded. I'm just telling you all these things what happen. So we want to go beyond life and death, and that's what we call nirvana. Some Tibetan monks, here's another question, practice astrology. What does Buddhism in general think about this? To me personally, I never think about this. Who cares? They can practice whatever they want. They can practice astrology, medicine, they can, nothing to do with me. Why do I have to spend time thinking about why do they? I want to think about certain things, but other people's interests and hobbies, why? I don't know. Some people like biking, some people like tennis. Why do they like tennis? Why do they like biking? I don't have time to think about this. I don't even have enough time to build the garden that I have built just now. Go and look at the garden that we have built within 1 month. We turn a pasture of grass into a garden of rhododendron methycelia and peonies. Look at the garden that we created, not just by me. I'm just a designer. There are people who make this happen within 1 month. Here is another, that's that guy who's responsible for the wires pulled together. all the wires put together for the lanterns, for the fountain. We have a fountain, you know. We have a fountain. I got that fountain from Vernon. After giving the lecture, we passed a nursery, and I saw some fountains in there. Many fountains. They were made in New Jersey. So I picked up one, and that's the one that we have. We have a 30% off. Now we see the fountain in here, all the way from Vernon. A free transportation. Someone volunteered to ship it free of charge. One of the listeners, one of the audience, he drove 12 hours, 6 hours he coming here, 6 hours back, to deliver this fountain to us free of charge. And because we were worrying about how we're going to ship this fountain back. And he said he wanted to do it. And now that beautiful fountain is because of all these causes put together. Some people like to make it happen. Anybody who sees the fountain and feels happy, that person has the merit of making people happy. You see the merits accumulated from doing something good? A fountain was put in there. Somebody contribute, pay for it, pay for everything, and then it will stay there for maybe, I don't know, 100 years, 50 years. And every time when people say, oh, that's a beautiful fountain, I like it, I feel happier about it, the merit is there. That's what we call the feeling. He created good feelings. It's important to create good feelings for everybody. We call that wholesome sensation. Always create good feeling to others. Don't create bad feelings. If you're yelling at someone, scolding someone, cursing someone, you're creating bad feelings. You're rendering loving kindness, compassion, words of courtesy. You are actually creating a good atmosphere. The whole atmosphere is going to change because of your words. So do as much generosity as possible. It's never wasted. Every act, no matter how small, if it is wholesome, if it is amicable, if it is beneficial, do it. Any act that is offensive, without courtesy, yelling, lying, killing, don't do it, because it will ripple the effect out. You know what a ripple effect is? You throw a piece of rock into a pond. The first ripple would be a very narrow ripple, just from the edge of that little rock. And then that ripple would push another ripple, and then push another ripple, and all of a sudden the momentum becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's the same as donating. Donating your energy, your money, your whatever you want to donate, your smile. It ripples out, and the effect is 1,000 times more. The ripple would not disappear. You know where would you know where would the ripple go? This is a testing. You throw a piece of, you have a swimming pool, you throw that rock in the swimming pool, the ripple would 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I don't know how many times, and then it hits the edge of the swimming pool, and what happened? The energy bounced back to the center. That's the Hilton law of kinetic energy. It always bounces back. Whatever you give out, it bounces back to you. It doesn't disappear. That's the conservation of kinetic energy. The third law of the Newton's law of kinetic energy is that whatever action performed, an equal and opposite reaction would come back to the origin of the action mover. Equal, at least equal and opposite. Opposite is going back, is the opposite. Actually, it's not just equal. The equal is just the Newton law. Now they find out that the effect is ripple out. So that's the reason why in the sutra, the Siddhikapa Sutra, it says one would bounce up with millions of merits. One merit given out would bounce back millions of merits back. Especially nowadays when we have mass communication. Imagine if you put something really bad on YouTube, you know how many people get the bad effects of that YouTube? If that YouTube is about nothing but sex and violence, you think that's it, that is it? Millions of people will reach out and it will affect millions of people. A word of thankfulness, a word of compassion on YouTube will ripple out to millions of people. Which one do you choose? Which one do you support? Are you supporting the one with the bad effect or the good effect? Every click you have, you're supporting, I don't know which side you're supporting. You think about it, it's really a ripple effect. It's really a ripple effect. And I don't know why I talk about this. Now, I'm talking about astrology. What does Buddhism in general think about this? The Buddha said the monks who practice astrology and spread out the word that he knows astrology, and if he makes money from the astrology, benefit himself from astrology, he's not a real monk. He's doing something that is inappropriate. All right, did I answer your question? If you make money, if you make money from your knowledge of astrology and hold yourself out as someone who is an expert in it, and your intention is to gain reputation, gain wealth, gain attention, you're not doing it right. You're doing it, first of all, with condition. And you could be affecting many people if your astrology is wrong. Who would say my astrological prediction is 100% perfect? Is there any such thing? No. No one is perfect. Astrology changes. The galaxy changes in every minute. When something is subject to changes, then it changes. How can it be, okay, if this is in this place, if you belong to, I don't know, I don't study astrology, so many names in astrology. If you belong to this constellation, is it constellation? Constellation, then you have this future. It depends on many other factors. You cannot make all these other factors unchanged, status quo. You cannot say, assuming these factors do not change, this will be this. Everything is changing. Your body will have more or less a major change every 7 days, they said. Every day the body is changing. The air is changing. That's under the law of motion. The molecules in the air is always, the particles in the air, they are non-stop. You just can't see it. Everything that has form is changing. Does astrology have form? But some people say it changed slowly. Something changed quickly. So I'm going to say this room is going to be the same in a day or two, maybe. But about 100 years. You think this room is going to be the same room in 100 years? I can't guarantee it. You're not here to testify it. Because you're dead. You don't have, and do you have to die? If you think that you don't have to die, raise your hands. I don't have to die, raise your hands. You don't have to die? You will live forever? Huh? What?
You get reincarnated.
Yeah, but this body will die. I'm talking about this body. Yeah, you go into cycle. You will have a next body. I would be, I don't know, questionable if you would get exactly the same body next time. You think we'll get the same visual face? You think that you will be as handsome as you are now in your next life? Yeah.
You were talking about astrology. What if we could reincarnate into another life or
It's possible. There's so many universes.
Yeah.
This is only one of the many universes. You could go to other universes. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. But you don't want to go through reincarnation. It's very dangerous. The Buddha said nirvana, beyond. Go beyond reincarnation. This is exactly what the Buddha said. Don't go to life and death again. It's suffering. Don't go to life and death. Get out of life and death. Assuming life and death is a prison. We are living in a universal prison of life and death. The Buddha said, get out of prison. And here's a map. This is the map that I used to get out of prison. Are you interested in looking at the map? Or you have no time to look at it? You just live in there. You take it for granted. It's beautiful around here in the prison. But in the prison, life are different. If you got beat up by the prison guards every day, you want to go. You don't want to stay. Right?